Hi, my name is Ada Wells from ProBalance Physical Therapy in Alameda, California. And what I'd like to show you today is a great little product I use with a lot of my patients and clients called the SaeArc. And this is actually the lumbar acupressure version. It has these little removable wooden pegs that provide acupressure to the lumbar and thoracic paraspinal muscles, which is really great to release those muscles that are often overused and sometimes will prevent some of your mobility, both in flexion and extension. So what I'm going to do is just give you a little taste of what I like to do on these things. First of all, what we'll do is we'll lie down, and I like to start with it just in the lumbar spine initially. This is where things are most comfortable. If a person does not have good neck position, you can pad the neck appropriately. And what I often do is have them position themselves in a goalpost position, and just basically sit here and breathe for about a minute or so. If you'd like, you can actually, after about a minute or so, just add a little bit of some pelvic tilts, just to be able to feel the pressure of the little pegs on the paraspinal muscles. And once again, if it's too difficult to tolerate with the little pegs in, we just remove those, and it still actually feels nice. All right. From there, we would go ahead and we would move it up a little bit. So I usually have the patient bridge up a little bit more and come on down. And it might sometimes take a little bit of adjustment. But now I've got the arc so that it's coming to its apex, kind of more in that lower thoracic position. And once again, I have the patient just relax if they can in goalpost position. If they don't have the shoulder range of motion, I can pad them appropriately. But I like the arms up, just to be able to provide an openness for them as they're lying on here. So once again, about a minute or so here. Now what I like to integrate a little bit here is adding a little bit of towel work. So you might get a red Fletcher towel or a regular towel, about twice the width of your shoulders, making sure your wrists are in a neutral position, giving a little pull from the armpit muscles, and then just bringing the arms straight overhead and back. And maybe repeating this anywhere between 4 to 6 times, keeping the shoulders out of the ears. And also watching that we're trying to keep the rib cage from flaring out as much as possible. Obviously, it's being pushed out with the arc. Okay? Sometimes you can also bring the towel overhead and even do kind of a little goalpost position from up here, kind of a little lat pull movement, and back down. Okay? And then I might also include some bridges articulating up and down. Now, I oftentimes have the person go ahead and keep the arms up overhead as they're doing the bridges. Okay, and once again, it just depends on the patient's tolerance. And once again, we'll do about 4 to 6 of those, and then we will go ahead and then move it on up. So from here, once it starts getting up into that upper thoracic, it starts getting a little bit more, a little dicier. Feels good though. And once again, I'm going to go ahead and relax here for about a minute or so in my goalpost position. From there, I will add my little towel work going up and down, keeping the ribs engaged as much as possible. Going overhead once again about 3 to 5 times, 4 to 6 times on any of these motions. Okay. I might even add some alternating arms. All right, and we can do some few little bridges in this position. And then when it gets up here at the upper thoracic spine, I like to add a little chest lift. So it's not going to be up very high, but something just enough to really feel the pressure of those little knobs into the back. Okay, and then finally I'm going to go ahead and just scooch it all the way the very top of my thoracic spine and relax here for, once again, about a minute or so. And at this point here, this is where I feel my restriction of my pectorals, but it just is a nice way to stretch here. So once again, I can add any number of things for the upper extremity just to get things moving, just as I would do maybe on a foam roller. Okay. I might not do the bridging from this angle, but I do like integrating that little chest lift just to here. Obviously, if somebody has low bone density, you're probably not going to be placing them with the knobs on here, nor would you be going into flexion. And then maybe with the towel, doing a few of our little overhead movements. And if the person has the strength in the organization to do it, you can keep the arms up overhead, pulling on that towel as we're doing just that little mini chest lift. Maybe about 5 times. Okay? After that, I have the patient go ahead and come up and stand up. And usually what they feel is that they're just much looser, much more mobile on that upper body. It's a lot easier to rest the shoulder blades in the good position. And then this is a nice place to be able to then start our workout. Okay? So I love this thing. This costs about $75, including the tax. It can be ordered off my website. And it is just a great little piece of apparatus.